Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to share with you a powerful principle that can transform the way you see money, wealth, and provision. Too often, people only react to their financial situation instead of taking authority over it. But the truth is this: your words shape your world and even your financial future. When we talk about finances, most people think only about numbers, income, expenses, and strategies. While all of these matter, there is a deeper truth that often gets overlooked. Your words create the atmosphere in which your financial life exists. Words are not just sounds that disappear into the air. They are seeds that carry power to shape reality. Just as a farmer sows into the soil and later reaps a harvest, the words you speak over your life and your bank account are like seeds that eventually produce a harvest, good or bad. Think about it for a moment. When someone constantly repeats phrases like "I'm always broke," "I can't get ahead," or "I'll never afford that," they are unknowingly creating an environment of limitation. Their own words reinforce the cycle of lack. It's not simply about positive thinking. It's about the creative force of speech. Every declaration we make is an agreement with either abundance or scarcity. Over time, those words shape not only the way we feel, but the actions we take and the opportunities we attract or push away. On the other hand, if you begin to say, "Money flows to me, I always have enough," or "I am blessed and financially growing," you are creating a different atmosphere altogether. You are planting seeds of possibility instead of limitation. This doesn't mean you ignore reality, but it does mean you choose to see beyond it. Words set the tone for your expectations, and expectations influence your behavior. For example, a person who says daily, "I will find opportunities to increase my income," begins to notice chances they would have otherwise ignored. Their mind becomes more alert, their spirit more confident, and their decisions more aligned with growth. Even in everyday conversations, your language reveals the atmosphere you live in. Two people can face the same financial challenge, yet one says, "I'll never get out of this," while the other says, "This is temporary and I will rise above it." The difference is not only in mindset, but also in the spiritual and psychological energy that their words release. One creates a cloud of discouragement. The other creates a climate of hope and determination. The atmosphere shaped by your words becomes the environment where your financial future develops. Your bank account may not talk back to you, but it reflects the atmosphere you've built over time. If your words are filled with fear, lack, and defeat, that reflection will often be negative. But if your words are filled with faith, abundance, and expectancy, then over time your account begins to reflect that as well. This is why speaking life into your finances is so critical. It prepares the soil of your mind, aligns your heart with abundance, and sets the tone for the actions and opportunities that will eventually change your financial reality. In short, the atmosphere you create with your words is the invisible force guiding your visible results. If you want to see change in your financial life, begin by changing the language you use daily. Your words are the foundation on which your wealth journey is built. When it comes to building a strong financial future, one of the most destructive habits people develop is speaking negatively about their money. Many don't realize it, but phrases like "I'm broke," "I can't afford that," or "I'll never be able to get out of debt" carry more power than they seem. These words are not harmless expressions of frustration. They are confessions that reinforce a mindset of lack and scarcity. Every time you say them, you are telling your mind, your emotions, and even your spirit to accept defeat as your reality. Over time, those words shape your beliefs, and your beliefs shape your actions, creating a cycle that keeps you stuck. Negative speech is dangerous because it creates limits. When you declare that something is impossible, your brain immediately shuts down the creative pathways that could have helped you find a solution. For example, if you keep saying, "I'll never be able to save," then your mind stops searching for ways to cut expenses, earn extra income, or create a budget that works. It simply accepts a never as final. In contrast, when you refuse to allow negative words out of your mouth, you keep the door of possibility open. Another problem with negative speech is that it spreads. Words are contagious. If you're always complaining about money, people around you start to agree with that energy. And together you create an environment of discouragement. Imagine two co-workers facing the same financial challenge. One keeps saying, "There's no way out. This economy is against us," while the other says, "There's got to be an opportunity somewhere. I'll find it." Which person do you think will attract better conversations, connections, and chances? The one who refuses to let negativity dominate their speech. Rejecting negative words doesn't mean ignoring reality or pretending problems don't exist. When a bill arrives, instead of sighing, "I'll never be able to pay this," you can say, "I will find a way. Money is coming, and this bill will be paid." Your circumstances may not instantly change, but your mindset begins to shift. That shift empowers you to act with confidence rather than fear, and confidence always leads to better choices. There is also a spiritual principle at work. Words carry creative force. If you consistently speak shortage, you align yourself with shortage. Food. If you consistently speak abundance, you align yourself with abundance. Life responds to the sound of your confession. By rejecting negative speech, you are refusing to give power to lack. Instead, you are choosing to give power to growth, to opportunity, and to abundance. In the end, the words you refuse to say are just as important as the words you choose to say. Deciding not to declare "I'm broke" is the first step to breaking the pattern of lack. Every time you reject negative speech, you protect your mind from despair and open your life to solutions. By making this shift, you begin to build a financial future that reflects hope instead of fear, abundance instead of emptiness, and progress instead of limitation. Confession builds confidence in a way that few people realize. When you speak words of increase, abundance, and growth, you are not just making empty statements. You are training your heart and mind to believe in a new reality. At first, it may feel awkward or even unbelievable to say, "I have more than enough," especially when your bank account says otherwise. But with each repetition, something shifts inside you. Your words begin to plant seeds of faith and certainty, and over time, those seeds grow into confidence. Confidence is not built overnight. It is the product of repeated actions and repeated declarations. Think of an athlete preparing for a competition. They practice, train, and continually remind themselves, "I can do this. I'm strong enough. I'm ready." Their body may feel tired, but their words push them forward. The same principle applies to finances. When you consistently confess increase, "When money comes to me, I always find opportunities. I'm growing financially every day." You are programming your inner self to see solutions instead of problems, to expect success instead of failure. The reason confession is so powerful is because it doesn't only affect your emotions, it also shapes your actions. A person who says daily, "I'm wise with money, and I make smart decisions," will naturally become more mindful of how they spend. These ideas were always there, but speaking abundance opens the mental and spiritual space for them to emerge. Many breakthroughs begin with a simple shift in confession. It's also worth noting that opportunities are not always dramatic. Sometimes they come in small, everyday forms. A new contact, a temporary project, a chance to save a little more, or a moment to learn something useful. When your confession is positive, you recognize even the small opportunities as valuable. Over time, these small steps compound into major financial change. On the other hand, negative speech blinds you not only to big chances, but to small ones as well. Attracting opportunities is not about luck, it is about alignment. Your words align you with either lack or abundance. When you speak life over your finances, you are sending a signal to yourself, to others, and even to circumstances that you are ready for growth. That signal acts like a magnet, pulling in the right people, the right ideas, and the right timing. In the end, opportunities don't chase everyone. They chase those who are prepared, alert, and confident. And the best way to prepare yourself is by speaking words that create expectation. When you confess daily that increase is yours, you position yourself to seize and maximize the opportunities that can transform your financial future. Gratitude multiplies supply in ways that go far beyond what most people can imagine. When you learn to be thankful for what you already have, no matter how small it may seem, you open the door for increase. Many people live in constant frustration about what they don't have, speaking words like, "I never have enough," or "I'll only be happy when I get more." This attitude blinds them to the blessings already present in their lives and shuts down the flow of new opportunities. Gratitude, on the other hand, creates an atmosphere of abundance. You're a magnet for more. Think about it. When someone gives you something and you respond with genuine thanks, it encourages them to give again. The same principle works with life and finances. If you show appreciation for every amount of provision you receive, whether it's a paycheck, a gift, or even a small discount, you are training your heart to value increase. This appreciation signals that you are ready for more. On the other hand, if you constantly complain, focusing only on what is missing, you create an environment of lack. Complaining repels opportunities while gratitude attracts them. Gratitude also transforms your perspective. A person who is thankful sees possibility in every situation. Instead of saying, "This little money won't do anything," they say, "I'm grateful for this seed, and it will multiply." That perspective makes them more creative with what they have. They budget better, invest smarter, and use resources wisely because they value them. Over time, this mindset naturally leads to growth. A person without gratitude, however, wastes resources because they don't recognize their potential. Another hidden power of gratitude is that it changes your emotional state. Money problems can bring stress, anxiety, and fear. But when you start your day by saying, "I am grateful for what I have, and I believe more is coming," you replace worry with peace. That peace allows you to think more clearly, make better choices, and take bold steps toward increase. Stress clouds judgment, but gratitude clears the path. Gratitude is not passive, it's active. It's not just saying a thank you once, it's building a lifestyle of appreciation. It means celebrating progress, even if it feels small. If you save just a little money this month, give thanks. If a small opportunity comes your way, appreciate it. Each act of thankfulness is like watering a seed. Over time, those watered seeds grow into a harvest far greater than you imagine. Finally, gratitude connects you with generosity. Over time, those consistent words will build faith, shape action, attract opportunities, and turn your financial declarations into reality. So, my friends, remember this. Your words are not small. They are not empty, and they are never wasted. They are shaping your atmosphere, guiding your actions, and creating your future. If you truly want to see your financial life change, you must choose every day to speak life, not lack. Abundance, not defeat. Don't wait for your circumstances to shift before you open your mouth. Open your mouth, and your circumstances will begin to shift. Speak to your bank account with confidence. Declare increase. Declare wisdom. Declare opportunities. And declare abundance. And because what you consistently confess, you will eventually possess.